Welcome to the Coach Godwin podcast, brought to you by JumpstartHoops.com. I'm your host, Coach Godwin, an all-time leading scorer of the University of North Florida. Also the author of a great new book, Everyone Hates a Ball Hog, but They All Love a Scorer, the complete guide to scoring points on and off the basketball court. Feel free to email me any questions at CoachGodwin at jumpstart33.com. Also, check out the website, jumpstarthoops.com, where we have plenty of videos and basketball instructional material that will get you to the next level. In today's show, we're going to talk about the off season and what you need to focus on. The off season, especially coming in March, you have the great tournament, March Madness. You have the opportunity to see a college at its highest level. It's a very, very exciting time. As a high school player looking back, it was also a time for me to take it to the next level in my off-season program. And the first thing you have to do is be truthful to yourself, and you have to assess your weakness. Everyone has a weakness, no matter how good you are. One of my weaknesses coming up, 9th grade, 10th grade, was ball handling. And I knew that by my senior year, I had to get that to the next level so I can become a combo guard and not just a shooting guard. I had a great jump shot, and I lived off of it. AAU had some great point guards and was able to run up and down the court, shooting the basketball, scoring a lot of points. But my ball handling was lacking. So what I did was I took my basketball everywhere I went. If I was dribbling to and fro from school, if I was going to the basketball court, I was going to the streets, sidewalk, dribble moves, left hand, right hand, behind the back. Different types of dribbling moves that took my game to the next level. By my senior year, I was ready. I was called on to play the point and the two-guard position. And even though the point guard wasn't my natural position, I was able to play it because of the work that I put in the off-season. Number two, after you assess your weakness, you have to know how to work on it. And that's seeking instruction. You can go with a coach, a former player, or the internet, as you see here. I know a lot of times you may not have people around you that's knowledgeable about basketball or have the basketball IQ to even help you. So go to sites like jumpstarthoops.com and purchase videos like the one you see on my site, fundamentals of scoring, fundamentals of shooting, fundamentals of ball handling, fundamentals of both post play, and learn what it is you have to work on to get to the next level. Number three, after you assess your weakness, you get your instructional information from coach, former player, or the internet. It's time to work hard. You have to set goals. One of my things was to go ahead and work out at least 4 times a week. With me, to be honest, it was every day. I come home from school, you do your homework, and then it's right to the basketball court. I had to get up those 500 jump shots. I had to work on my dribble moves. I had to work on coming around screens. I had to work on my footwork. And after that, I would go ahead and try to find a pickup game. But I made sure that I left at least 1 to 2 hours a day to work on my game in different areas of my game. I remember asking one of my friends, who was one of my teammates at the time, to come out and rebound. Let's get us some shots. And a lot of times you want to do other things. Never let that stop you. Just remember that in this game of basketball, you're going to meet a whole lot of people and be on a whole lot of different teams. But one thing has to remain consistent, and that's that individual pursuit of you just becoming the best player possible and reaching your potential. Number 4, the weight room. The weight room is very, very important, especially when you come in towards your junior year in high school, senior year in high school, or in college. In college, forget about it. If you're not lifting weights, unless you're ultra fast like Allen Iverson or Nate Robinson or one of these guys, if you're not lifting weights, you're just going to get taken advantage of because everyone else is doing it. Back in the day, they said if I lift weights, it's going to mess up my shot. Not so. One of the things I used to like to do was lift weights and then go and shoot. You kind of get through it, and after a while, your body gets used to it. Scholarships. One of the first things that the college recruits look at is your body. I mean, you have to. You can be the best basketball player on the court, but if you don't have the right size and that they're looking for, I mean, you may have to go down a level. I remember a kid going down to a basketball camp, and he was at an ACC school, and the kid was lighting it up, 30 points a game. I mean, coach came back and said he did a tremendous job. But one of the things that the recruiters said is that he didn't have the body. So though he was the best player at the camp, they went with one of his teammates that was actually, nowhere near his talent level. But he was 6'8". He had the size, he had the body, and that's something that they wanted to go with as far as playing on that ACC level. So make sure you're working on that. And you got to work on your body, especially if you're naturally small. You got to get in there and work on that. 5, once you go ahead and assess your weakness, you consult someone, a coach, former player, or internet. You work hard to set goals and set goals for yourself. 500 jump shots a day. I'm going to work on my ball handling. I'm going to work on my defense. You get into the weight room. Now it's time to play against tougher competition. And where do you find that? Usually from older guys. You can go to your local college campus. I know in almost every city, guys come home from overseas a lot of times. They're looking for games. They usually go to the local colleges. And that's where you play the guys that are staying there for the summer. You get the opportunity to play against some professional guys, and you can get good runs. So find out where the best players are in your area, and don't be afraid to go. And even if you're younger, sophomore or junior, sooner or later you're gonna pick up a lot of things on that basketball court that you'll be able to use on your level. And playing with older guys, they're gonna push you around. It'll show you the importance of getting into the weight room. And also, a lot of times after the game, when you're just sitting around and talking to these guys, you get a feel of how they got to where they got and some of the success that they achieved in their lifetime through the game of basketball. And then a little shortcut. It's insight, and that's what it's all about. When I think about my book, Everyone Hits a Ball Hawk, but they all love a score. It was basically a letter to you, the coach, the student athlete, the basketball player, of how to score points night in and night out. There are a couple things that I did, and I learned from guys that were older than me. And I took mental notes, and I put it all together. And that's why I was able to become the all-time leading scorer at University of North Florida, and also the single-season all-time leading scorer at my high school, because I knew the secrets of the game and how to consistently score points without athleticism at that. I had a big-time ankle injury in high school, and going on the college level, I had to circumvent, so I had to go ahead and get strong, get in that weight room, and I had to use that basketball IQ. So these are the things that you want to do to get better. This is focusing on your off season. Stay tuned to the Coach Godwin podcast show. Like I said before, feel free to email me any questions you may have. Coach Godwin at jumpstart33.com. That's Coach Godwin at jumpstart33.com. And also log on to jumpstarthoops.com. Pick up that book along with the fundamentals of scoring.